everybody, this is Maria with the Wreath Machine, bringing you a new wreath tutorial. This one is going to be on a swag on a yardstick, 36 inches. So I just wanted to show y'all something different that you can do and hang over your mantle or over your sofa or wherever you have a spot for the holidays, over your Christmas tree. So let's go ahead and get started. So for the sake of time, I went ahead and stapled 11 pipe cleaners into the sorry about that, y'all, into the yardstick. So I did one pipe cleaner every 3 inches apart. So there's 11, which is a good number to me because you have one in the center and the rest can be done however you want. So in the center, I'm eventually going to put a bow. So what I'm going to do is fill in the stick with the first layer of mesh. Then I'm going to add some ornaments. And then I'm going to add a bow in the center, and then we'll finish it off. So I'm going to show you the basic construction of this. You can apply it however you want. You can do it in different colors for fall, spring, winter. Doesn't have to be just Christmas. That's just what I'm going to show you. So what you're going to need is, like I said, a yardstick, at least 11 pipe cleaners. If you set them closer together, like just 2 inches apart, you're going to need more. If you set them 3 inches apart, you'll need 11. You also need a glue gun, hot glue, staple gun, staples, a hammer. I'm using 10-inch mesh. I'm cutting it between 28 and 30 inches long. So you may need 2 rolls depending on how much you have on each roll. You can make your mesh longer if you want it to be fuller. It's up to you. This is just how I'm doing mine. My ribbon, I cut it to 12-inch pieces, and I'm putting 3 pieces of ribbon in each tie. So count that times 11, even in the center one. And any ornaments or embellishments or attachments that you want to put, you also need those. So this is going to be a horizontal swag to put over the fireplace mantle. So also I'm going to be using this ribbon, which I don't think it's sold any longer. I'll give you the number to it just in case, but I'm going to use 2 sets of 11 on that. And then I have this mesh kind of glittery ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and I believe they still make that. It's the 1-inch Christmas ribbon, 30 feet long. It's usually $7.99. This was from Christmas last year, so if you could just find one kind of like this. Since I'm not sure they're making the ribbon anymore, I'll give you the number and you can look it up. It's R as in Robert, G as in Gary, 01402, R as in Robert 9. It's a 1.5 by 10 yards metallic polyester ribbon. So I'm using this because I've had it and I used it for another project and I had some left over. But like I said, you can use any color, any kind you want. I'm doing this for my situation because my decor for my tree is going to be Nutcracker themed. So that's why I'm choosing to use the rest of this. So it's going to be 2 of these and 1 of the red in each tie. Also using this red and dark green and like a lime green mesh. I believe I got it from Craft Outlet a while back, but it is metallic ombre mesh. It is number X as in X-ray, B as in Bob, 99310-17. I can't guarantee they make this anymore either. I'm sorry, I do apologize. I know it's frustrating when someone makes something and you might not be able to get it. It's possible they still have the mesh, but I'm not sure about their ribbon. But there might be other, like, there's this one that's gold, green, and red. This one is RGO 14027, R as in Robert. So it's similar, except it's gold instead of the lime green. So you might be able to find something like that. So it's like metallic ombre mesh, and it's metallic ribbon. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, for the sake of time, I went ahead and put the pipe cleaners in their places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on one end and work my way over. And if you need tutorials on bow making or making, you know, how to fill in the mesh, what I'm doing right now, I have other tutorials that you can watch. So what we're doing is essentially making like a ruffle, and we're just going to fill in. You can fill it in however you like. It's just how I'm doing it. I might run into a little bit of problems, but you know what? You can do a correction here. I have an idea. Just gonna go with that for now. I'm gonna kind of work this like I would work my regular wreaths. I'm gonna overlay, and then I'm gonna pull my pipe cleaner through and add my top layer in between each ruffle. Because they're so close together, it's going to cause me to have to do that, which is not a big deal. I'd rather have them closer together than far apart, you know what I mean? So I'm going to skip. So then I'm going to kind of show you the technique I use to do my regular wreaths. In my other tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do it on this one. And just a word of caution, when you are doing your staples through this yardstick, make sure you have some that are not too long, because they will go through the yardstick, then they'll go through your table and they'll make holes. So I'm just letting you know, there's a chance that might happen, so just be forewarned. You might want to staple it on the tile floor or something that's not gonna get pierced. So I do 5 curls, flip it over, and then gather with my fingers. And then I'm gonna get to the end, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of the curl, and I'm gonna gather, and I'm gonna gather. This technique took me a while to perfect, so it's probably just gonna take you some time to learn it. And that's alright, because, you know, everything takes time, right? And you might also discover your own technique while learning my technique. So, it's okay. So I'm just going to lay each ruffle over the other. And it shouldn't take as long as it seems. So, happy post-Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a good holiday. I hope everybody had a safe holiday, and I hope everybody's well. We just hung out with my side of the family and had a little Thanksgiving dinner. It was nice to see everybody. You know, don't see family often enough. Unfortunately, everybody gets busy and stuff, so sometimes you just gotta take a moment to stop and smell the roses, right? And if you have any questions about anything I'm doing, like I said, there are other tutorials available. If you need a refresher or you want to see the way I do certain things, there are other videos available where I start from the beginning doing my basic wreath technique that only requires one roll of mesh, although you can use more than one if you feel like you want your ruffles to be thicker and fuller. You can use more than one. It's just for like if you just want to do a basic wreath and you don't want to use a lot of material. That's what it's for. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this last couple of ruffles so we can move on to the second layer. But if you do have any other questions about this technique or anything that it involves, or the swag, this is a swag, y'all. This is not a wreath, this is a swag. Then feel free to ask me in the comment section. I do have one favor to ask. Please, please, please. Only because this happened a few weeks ago. I don't really respond to this kind of behavior, so people are liable to get blocked if they do this. If you have a comment or a question or something doesn't seem right to you, feel free to ask. But just please do it politely and considerately, because I had someone attempt to send me a comment and it wasn't very nice, and they were almost like trying to attack me, and I'm like, no, I'm not here for that, you know what I mean? So, you know, if I have to block someone, I have to block someone, because I'm not going to be threatened or harassed or given a hard time. You know, I'm a person that's been doing wreaths for a couple years. I never said I was perfect. I might miss some stuff in the video or skip some steps or something like that, and if I remember or recall, because I watch my videos multiple times to make sure I don't miss anything, then I'll go back and add it in or put it in the comments, like the length of the mesh. You know, things can be modified to your liking. It doesn't have to be exactly the way I do it. It's just a suggestion. So please, 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 if you have a question or concern, please send me an email. Please don't drunk comment me in the middle of the night and say really nasty things. I'm a nice person overall. You know, I'm just trying to show people techniques and stuff that I do. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them, but please be kind, because I'm doing the best I can, y'all. I'm human like everybody else. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the pipe cleaner that's in between the two pieces of mesh that's on the bottom row, and I'm going to feed it up through. And this is like the same technique that I do on my wreath making videos, so I'm not doing a whole lot different. So I feed it through, and then I'm going to tie it, lightly tie it, because we don't want to pull the mesh too hard. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta leave my ties. So I'm gonna make tie. I'm gonna go to the next one. And we want to leave our ties because we're going to have to add in our ribbon. And we're also going to have to add in our ornaments. And we may or may not need ties for that. And I guess we'll find out when we get to that point. So, pull it through. And if you have a hard time feeding through the ties, they do sell, if I can find one, they do sell these plastic needles at Walmart in the craft section, like the yarn knitting section. They have like a green one and then this blue one that are plastic, and you can put your tie through it and feed it through the mesh. If you have a hard time normally guiding it through. This is pretty thin mesh, so it's not too bad. But there's times when the mesh gets pretty thick and it's hard to see what you're doing. Everything's by feel. So that's a good way to guide it through if you need help. You use whatever you gotta use to do your project. You can come up with anything you need to get your project done. We use forks and spoons to eat. So you got to use a little needle, plastic needle, to guide your pipe cleaner through. Do what you got to do. Alright, let's see. One more. I like this metallic mesh because it's not too thick and it's very colorful and it's just cheerful to me. And I think they have all kinds of different colors. You know, every year they come out with something different. So you just got to check online, whether it's Etsy or even Hobby Lobby, I think has some sometimes. Craft Outlet, Deco Exchange. I normally just get the numbers and I type them in online, and then I see who has them and who has the better price. Alright, so now I'm going to fill in the second layer, which is going to be, actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and I'm going to cut these. I'm going to go ahead and cut these off. When you do this, try and use wire cutters, because this can dull your scissors that you cut your ribbon with. I learned that the hard way. I kept using my regular shears to cut my ribbon and it dulled my scissors, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't have thought, because the wire in the pipe cleaner is so thin. But yeah, it does. Wire's wire, y'all. Same with the zip ties. Don't do that with your scissors. Use the wire cutters, because the shears for your ribbon are probably kind of expensive, and wire cutters are made for heavy duty cutting. So I just highly suggest you do that. So I'm just wrapping around the center a couple times and try and wrap it and then push it down, because that's kind of sharp. So you don't want a customer to poke themselves while they're handling the swag. So any sharp edges you know you might have, try and either cover them somehow or put some hot glue on them, because I poke myself a lot with this stuff and it's not fun. It's like I'm checking my dang sugar with the way I poke myself sometimes, and it hurts. So we don't want our customers to do that, and we don't want you poking yourself and then your customer poking yourself in the same spot. So let's just try and prevent what we can. Alright, and let's go ahead and fill in the rest of the spots. You can do your mesh however you want. You can do it without the curls in it. I just like it because it gives it like fullness and body. I don't like just flat, you know. But if you have like a screen door and you need to do it flatter for some reason, like a pancake wreath, you can do that. There's nothing stopping you from doing it however you want, just like anything else in life. Next one. So my birthday is coming up at the end of this week, and for the first time ever, my mom and I are going on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise. I don't think she has either. Yeah, I don't think she has either. I mean, she's gotten out of the country. I mean, we're both in the military, and she was in Germany, I was in Japan. Most of our family was in the military and was overseas somewhere, but I've never been on a cruise, y'all. So we're going to hightail it out of town, me and her, this weekend. We're going to get on that boat, and we're going to have some fun, hopefully in the sun. But have y'all ever been on a cruise? What did y'all think? I'm just praying and hoping we stay well, because there's a lot of these norovirus and all that, and I've had it before just from eating regular food. And let me tell you, when you're in the hospital for 3 days and people are wearing like PPE gear and suits and coming in your room, like you're quarantined, and it sucked. I had 2 viruses at the same time, and I had no idea I had them, and I have no idea where I got them. Maybe some seafood or something, but it was crazy, y'all. So I'm just praying for a good trip, that we can have fun and enjoy life. It's just nice that God blesses you with the ability to do stuff, because, you know, I know not everybody can do that. And she's retired, and, you know, I work for the government, and I don't take anything for granted, y'all. The world is just crazy, and I just thank God for my blessings and my family and everything. But I just want to spend time with my mom and go somewhere, especially before the holidays. But I'm getting close to that half a century mark, even though I feel like I'm 21 for life. But I just want to go somewhere and do something different. So tell me what y'all think about cruises and stuff. I like bingo, and I heard they have bingo on the ship, and hopefully it's warm enough that we can sit out on the deck and get some sun and hot tub. Can't really divulge too much in the heavy duty bad food. I mean, we gotta watch our intake, but just getting away. I mean, hopefully we don't get seasick. I just pray everything goes okay. But then you get to come back and get ready for the holidays. And my son is coming home from California, first time in 3 years. And let me tell you, the last time he was here was not very nice, because I was not in a good medical condition. So praying everything goes good with that also. All right, y'all, back to the project. So we filled in the swag, and now I'm going to bring out the ribbon. So like I said, we're still left with the center. We have the 2 on each side. So I'm just going to go with it. I plan on having 11 ties, but you know what? It's okay. So, like I said, I'm going to grab 1 red. You can actually do more if you want to. Actually, I might do 3. So I'm getting it here, I'm gathering it, and these are going to be obviously up and down. Hope y'all can see okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spread them out, and then I'm going to go to the next one. If you want to leave the little ties that I cut off, you can. It's up to you. I'm just doing it this certain way. You can modify this however you want. You know, you can take what I did and shift it however you want. There's no set way. So now we'll add a few other things just to give it a little more life. I just mainly want to show you the basic concept of what I'm doing, and then if you want to take it and run with it and modify it and add picks and ornaments and all that, I'll add a few just to show you, but I'm just trying to give you the basic concept of what I'm doing. And then you can that one's not gonna get one. That's gonna be for my bow. So I'm gonna tie this, and eventually I'm gonna come back and cut off the excess pipe cleaner. So I hope y'all have a good holiday. This is probably gonna be my last tutorial before the holidays, because I gotta go back to work next week, go on the cruise. Son's coming home, so I definitely am not gonna be making a tutorial during that time, because I'm gonna be hanging with my buddy doing stuff. Like I said, he hasn't been home in like 3 years, and even before that, when he did come home, unfortunately I was not mobile. I was pretty sick, and so when he was here, I barely saw him, and he was in the military back then, so just really didn't get to see him too much. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead, since I have enough extra ribbon, I'm gonna add it in the middle. It'll just give where my bow is gonna be set more fullness, so that's not gonna hurt it, since I have all that extra that I cut, and I can use the extra left over on another project, I guess. So let me grab my bow. I did already make it just to save time, because I knew this was going to take a little while. So I went ahead and made a bow with the same ribbon, except I do have a 2-inch of the same color that I had left over. So I went ahead and made that. So I'm going to go ahead and seat that in the center and tie it in and fluff it as soon as I get it in there. You can actually put a bow in each one of these places if you want. That might actually be a good idea. It might be a good idea, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough for every spot, so let me just keep doing. Yeah, y'all, I should have planned it a little bit better, huh? Hi everybody, it's Maria. I'm back. My apologies. I had a technical difficulty. I ran out of memory on my card, so I had to go and fix that. So anyways, while I was downloading everything to the computer, I went ahead and made 2 extra bows for the edges. since I ended up having enough ribbon to do that, to fill in the areas, because what I had initially planned on doing was not gonna make it look full enough. And I also got my Hobby Lobby ornaments. What I did was, I'm just gonna show you, I took 3 of them on a pipe cleaner, put them in the center, and I tied them together. So what I'm gonna do with this other one is I'm gonna put it through my little needle, and I'm gonna feed it through. That's why this mesh ribbon comes in handy in the center, because I can feed it through instead of having to go around it like I would a solid piece of ribbon. And so then I'm gonna get the other side, hook it through. And what I'm doing is I'm feeding it through to the bottom, and I'm getting it as close to the yardstick as I can so that I can tie both sides around the yardstick and eventually glue it in place if I need to. And I was also going to tell you, when you go to mount this on the wall, whether it's sideways or up and down, to just staple a pipe cleaner into a loop on the back, and you can use that as a hanger. So see, I filled in, let me adjust this a little. I filled in the swag. I have ornaments, I have bows in the center on each end. You know, you could still add things to it if you want, but to me this is sufficient for what I want to put over my mantle, to give a focal point in my living room. Since I have a tree decorated in nutcracker designs, I just wanted something that'll fit it and look well in the room. And you can make multiple of these in whatever design you want. Hobby Lobby has the boxes of ornaments, plenty of them, 50% off for like, I don't know how many pieces, a lot. So that's where these came from, the red and green white set. And I mean, as long as you can find the mesh you want and the ribbon you want, and you have enough of it, I mean, you can make as many of these as you want. You can even make them smaller on the paint sticks instead. They're real affordable gifts for people if you don't know their size and what they like. I highly suggest them because I've never had anyone give them back. So like I said, if y'all have any questions, please leave them in the box below, and I will respond to you as soon as I can. It is the holiday season, so it might take me a little bit to get back. Please leave polite comments, suggestions. Please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate any reviews or good comments y'all have. And if y'all have any suggestions on things you'd like me to do or you'd like to see as far as wreath making, feel free to leave the suggestions below. If you think you might be interested in purchasing anything that I make, just type in TheWreathMeshine, M-E-S-H-I-N-E, on Etsy.com, or visit TheWreathMeshine.com to see the work that I've done. And thank you for watching, and I hope y'all have a blessed and safe holiday season, and I will see y'all next year. Bye!